Lesson number 1. You can't. You can't do it. Forever alone. ...
I'm Max.
So today you want to learn how to make someone like you, huh? You think you can just click on a video and then you'll understand how to actually interact with other human beings? Is that how it works, little boy or girl? You think that's the way the world works, bud? Hell no, dude. If you want to get a girl or guy, then you're gonna have to be very good looking, very smart, very talented, very funny, very charismatic, very strong, and very whatever else you tell yourself that you have to be in order to be loved. I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is, you are lovable. The bad news is that you're probably not gonna believe me, and you're gonna keep lying to yourself as if you were born into this world to die alone with no one to love you because of one or more circumstances where you had your heart broken or you felt really unsensual about yourself. I don't know, dude, what happened to you is terrible, and I'm sorry. Maybe you got stood up, maybe you got made fun of, maybe you got betrayed, maybe you got nothing, maybe you just never had anything ever with that someone special. They never knew who you were, you never did anything with them, or to them, or at them. They just flew by you, and you're like, man, they just flew by me. I know what it's like to fall in love with no one there to catch you, where you fall flat on your fucking face like the pathetic little bitch ass you are, and it hurts a lot, specifically in your chest and in your head, you know? Like you can do so much for a person and they don't even do anything back to you that matches the same degree of value that you did for them. For example, you give them $1,000 and then they call the police on you and say you're a rapist for no reason. That's what it feels like sometimes, and it hurts a lot. No doubt. It's like, man, stop putting a dagger on my chest, dude. That hurts a lot and it doesn't feel good to me, so please start feeling good about me and maybe we'll both feel good together. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I got you, you know? I understand what it's like. I was there. I was a dumb retard who fell in love and landed in a pit of spikes and it laced in poisonous prune juice, and it wasn't so much fun. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. You came to this video to see what you could do to make someone like you, right? Well, first thing you gotta do is choose someone to like. And if that person is unaware of your presence or dislikes your existence or doesn't feel for you in that sort of way, then there's two options. You can get the fuck over it and get someone who's way better, and I know you're gonna tell yourself that there's no one better, she or he is the best thing that's ever happened to me, even if that's probably not true at all, because I used to say the same thing about girls who I don't give a flying fuck about anymore because they were pieces of shit. But for those of you who really want to get with that person, then there is something you can do. You don't have to give up. You don't have to move on, but it's going to take a lot of effort and maybe even time, and I can almost guarantee you it won't be worth, it because statistically speaking, for people in our age group, specifically teenagers and young adults, but if you insist, then let's get you some girlfriends or boyfriends or both friends or neither, whichever you prefer. So here we go. Top 10 ways... Top 10 lessons. Someone will like you, maybe.
You are a pirate!
You have to learn not to be a little bitch. And when I say that, I mean you have to learn how to grow a big ball sack. It doesn't matter whether you're a boy or a girl, male or female, or transgender, or whatever gender. You're gonna need that big ball sack so you don't freak out whenever everything doesn't immediately go your way with the person you want to be with. You are probably going to be rejected. In fact, most of you will be rejected in your life. And not just in dating, I mean in everything. And you know what you do after that? Actually, verbally answer this question, if you can. I'll give you a few seconds to answer if you actually know. What do you do whenever you fail? What is the one thing you have to do whenever you don't succeed? What is that one mantra you know deep down in your brain that always comes back when everything is going wrong? Do you know? It starts with don't and ends with up. The answer is not don't throw up. Throwing up is sometimes necessary. I know you know what the answer was. For those of you that actually answered it, or something similar, then give yourself a pat on the back. From me, that is a great job you just did there. Don't give up. If you even try to contest or argue that you should give up, then feel free to be alone for the rest of your goddamn life, because someone who can't even commit to something is not worth anyone's time. You're very unattractive by doing that, and no one is going to want to marry or date you if you're just going to give up every second something doesn't go the way your dumb brain wants it to, okay? There are plenty of things that my dumb brain wants, but it doesn't get immediately. Am I gonna cry like a 2-year-old that died when it was born? No! I'm gonna get the things that I want by doing the things I have to do in order to get what I want. Does that make sense? It better, because if it doesn't, then either I need to learn how to better express my thoughts, or you need to better learn how to understand words. Alright, anyway, so number 1, don't give up, grow a big ball sack, and be a man or woman, act like someone who can take care of themselves and someone else. If you can do that, people will be very attracted to you. Did you know that? If you just gripe and grouse and grumble and bellyache and complain and cry and moan and squawk, then go back to your mom, who's the only person who will ever love you. If even that, I don't know, maybe some of you have moms who hate you, and probably for good reason, if you're doing the things that I'm telling you not to do. So stop acting like a rotten tomato and start showing others that you can coexist interdependently with them rather than behaving childishly, depending on that person you're crushing on like a pathetic, tiny, small, minuscule, microscopic shrimp shit. If you can't achieve lesson number 1, then you will never be able to achieve the rest of the lessons that I'm going to be teaching you, or basically any lesson that anyone attempts to teach you.
You are a pirate.
You have to be physically attractive to the person you want. That doesn't always necessarily mean you have to be conventionally handsome or pretty, even though that helps quite a fucking lot. Because for some stupid reason, human beings like to look at faces if its complexion resembles something pleasant for them. It may seem petty or shallow, but believe it or not, that's how humans work, including you and me. You and I like looking at beautiful things. It's completely normal, and if you're not beautiful, then practice habits and conduct research and execution into how to make yourself beautiful. If you think you're incapable of being beautiful, then you haven't achieved lesson number 1, grow a ball sack. And then once you have, you'll be determined enough to start becoming physically attractive. Now I know there's gonna be lots of people who try to say, looks aren't everything. Everyone knows they are not everything. You don't need to keep repeating that. But looks are quite a lot, based on the factual phenomena of human psychology. If you are not physically attractive to people, then people are gonna be a lot less likely to like you. That is a fact. Sorry if it hurts to swallow that pill, but you already knew it deep down in your brain, so might as well accept it. The good thing about that, though, is if you have an incredible personality, then all you really need to work on is getting a haircut, brushing your teeth, losing weight, dressing nicely, or whatever you have to do to be better looking. After that, girls or guys will be lining up to suck you off, and that's the truth, because like us, they also have dumb human brains that like looking at pretty faces, and they'll potentially be willing to do almost anything to get your face to love their face. Alright, that brings me to lesson number 3.
You are a pirate.
Your personality. Your looks will reap you short-term rewards. Your personality will reap you long-term rewards. If you have dumb, boring, simple, negative, or any other kind of unattractive traits in your personality, then people are probably not gonna like you. Now, am I telling you to change yourself so you can make someone like you? Yes. That's what all of these videos are about. I assume you click on them because the current you isn't satisfactory enough for both either yourself, others, or both. If you don't want to do that, then leave! If there are certain people you look up to that you find mentally or physically attractive, then I recommend doing what I did and trying to be like them in your own unique way to make it yourself. Do not force yourself to become someone else because it's blatantly obvious and people will know that you're a poser. However, do not be so stubborn that you're not willing to change anything about yourself to better your life. You don't have to do what I did, but I really like Ryan Gosling, Tyler Joseph, Eminem, and iDubbbz, so I try to make myself kind of be like them in my own unique way. So look at the people whom you look up to and be like them. That's it. Every other person is going to tell you be yourself, but what if yourself isn't good enough for either you or the people that you like? What then, huh? Being myself was the main reason why many people didn't romantically or sexually like me. It's only okay to be yourself if you are already capable of making people like you, including yourself. Why would I give you that piece of shit advice? Be yourself. It's completely illogical. Like,
oh, but what about if I'm a really suicidal person and I just naturally don't talk to people and I stalk girls? That's who I am. What then, huh?
Be yourself. Shut the fuck up. And people who give that out as advice are just trying to make you feel better. I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to make you better. Period. Do not be yourself if you suck. You can be yourself when you stop sucking.
You are a pirate.
Stop calling yourself ugly. If you keep calling yourself ugly, then you are both consciously and subconsciously permeating that perception onto yourself. You may start eating more and getting fatter. You may stop doing your hair and looking like a homeless hobo. You may stop showering and smell disgusting. You may stop dressing up and looking like a nobody, etc. When you call yourself ugly, you are actually making your future self more ugly. When you look in the mirror, don't say, "You're ugly." Start saying, "You can do better. You can improve. I know there are some things you can fix." Each of those statements doesn't ignore the problem, but also allows your silly brain to understand that there's a solution. Whenever you say that, you begin to make your future self better looking. Did you know that? Our brains are very weird and very sensitive, so feed it with healthy habits and remove unhealthy ones, like calling yourself ugly. Because one way or another, they become more true the more you say it, the more you hear it, and the more you believe it.
You are a pirate.
Smile. Pretty self-explanatory. If you don't know how, then learn how. It took me 15 years before I could do it properly. You need to practice and see what kind of smiles suit your face the best. Sometimes a certain smile can be the difference between a creepy pedophile and the single greatest and most orgasmic human being in the known universe. But you have to smile. You have to smile, little guy or girl. You gotta smile. If you can't smile because you're not happy, then suck it up, dude. Go back to lesson 1 and come back whenever your testicles are large enough. Happiness is a choice, so make that choice and start smiling, or go live under a rock where you belong.
You are a pirate.
Lesson number 6, be cool. Whenever I say be cool, I don't mean popular. I mean the calm down and chill out with everything bro and or sis kind of cool. Stop obsessing like a stalker, stop trying so hard, stop being so forceful. A great analogy that I came up with is the story of the rapist and the cool guy. The rapist really loves this girl or guy, so they try to have sex with them immediately. Don't do that. The more you pull, the more they'll push away. Then you lose. Then comes the cool guy. Cool guy does not obsessively try to win anyone over. Cool guy doesn't really care that much either way. Cool guy will love someone if he or she wants to and at the right time. Guess what happens? People want to have sex with cool guy. You know why? Because cool guy is cool. When it comes to that one person you really like, if you find that you're writing paragraph-long text messages confessing your love to them, spending all of your money on them when neither of you are in a committed relationship, writing poems and songs to them, devoting all of your time to them, or otherwise trying to impress them in any kind of way, then you are being the rapist. Acting like a stalker will make them think you're a stalker. Acting like a cool guy will make them think you're a cool guy. This phenomenon is also called nice guys finish last. You probably already realized this. It's true. You can't be too pushy and you can't be too careless. You have to be a good balance of nice guy and asshole, which makes cool guy. If you do that, then all of the guys and girls will cream all over you. That's just it.
You are a pirate.
Lesson number 7, get a life. Do you have a good job? Do you have any interesting hobbies? Do you have any cardinal commitments? Do you have any lucrative extracurricular activities in school? Do you do something awesome? If the answer is yes to any of these, then good job. If you answered no to all of them, then get a life, you freak. Getting a life will help you be a cool guy because you're spending your time being cool and not spending your time being the rapist. No one wants to be with someone who's no one. Be somebody. Get a life, and get a really good one at that. If you need me to create a step-by-step manual specifically made for all of your idiosyncrasies and petty necessities on how to get a cool life made just for you, then go back to lesson 1. Stop expecting me to give you all the answers and start figuring something out for yourself. I'm already helping you more than most people on this earth will do for you. Alright? Get a life.
You are a pirate.
Get a life.
You are a pirate.
I had this one dude comment that I was worthless to him because I wasn't giving him specific instructions on how to make his life better. He was angry that I didn't understand everything that he did that was wrong and that I wasn't mentioning it in the videos. Why would you expect that, you little retard? Anyways,
do things on your own. Don't expect just because you watch this video with your ears and eyes absorbing the information within these 10 lessons that your life will automatically become better and people will start coming up to you wanting to date you. No, it does not work like that. You have to first try all of these. Then you're going to fail. Then you're going to have to keep practicing them until they work. And when they finally work the way you want them to, then you can thank me. Also, don't just do these 10 things expecting that'll help. There is a lot more you can do than these random 10 generic tips on how to get people to like you. Even though they've worked for me and many others, I fully expect you to find out how you can do more than just this on your own. If you don't know how, then how about this? How about you use your brain? How about you turn on that brain of yours and look at the search bar right above this video? If you can't contemplate what you should do next, then I feel sorry for you. There are thousands of hours of articles, books, and videos that can teach you much more detailed and elaborate principles of getting someone to like you than what this video teaches you. If you need that kind of assistance, then go get it.
You are a pirate.
When all else fails, go back to lesson 1. Like I've already said several times now, this is all up to you. If you're too afraid, or too ignorant, or too dumb, or too weak, or too lazy to perform these very simple, uncomplicated, straightforward, and extremely easy tasks, then you are just not suitable to biologically reproduce with any human being. But let's be honest with ourselves. Even the most repulsive, unintelligent, hideous, boring, helpless, incompetent, horrible, worthless people have found love. And you can too, whenever you grow that ball sack I keep bringing up. Whether you're male or female, I don't care. You can do it. If you say you can't, then you can't. You just can't. Goodbye to those of you who say you can't. Click off the video and dislike it since it obviously didn't help you stop being a retard. For the rest of you who say you can, good job. That's the first thing you need to do. Is know you can do it. You have successfully completed this video and have taken one of many steps towards being more likely to get someone to like you or even fall in love with you. Be sure to send me photos of your weddings to certify that this video proved to be helpful in some manner. Be sure to send this video to any idiot who self-diagnoses themselves as forever alone. And be sure to subscribe to me if you still hate your life. And remember kids, you are a pirate. Now go out there and get some booty. Toodles.